What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Line on the Stars. I'm Jordan, and we are back today with another episode of the Defiant build series. And man, I gotta say that this model is turning out every bit the way I want it to. But I will say, when I started filming this, I have since found out about Aztec Dummy. But we are too far into the build. I looked into it, saw more than a few videos on how the whole application is done. I could restart. I know how to remove the paint. I know how to do all of that, but we've already done our work. And to be real, there's not going to be an Aztec Dummy available for every model out there, and I really do need to work on my tape work. So we're not going to be doing that for this model. We're not going to be using the Aztec Dummy as much as I want to. That, however, has inspired me to do a custom paint job on this model. I did open up the decal sheet like an idiot. And I took a look at it, and basically a lot of our hull definition, like a lot of our plate colors, are going to be all just defined by decals. And to be real, I don't want to do that. The Marauder, like I said, was a bit of a wake-up call for me. I really wanted to do a good job of paint on that one, but it was my first model, and I thought I could freehand it, and that turned out to not be the case. So, going forward with our models, as I've said before, we're going to be really focusing hard on making sure that the paint is perfect. I need to learn how to do my tape work, and so what I've done today is, and what we're going to be doing forward for the rest of this model, is going to be doing the very difficult job of pre-taping all of our pieces. Now, I thought about doing most of this on camera, and I'm glad that I didn't, because between all of the pieces that needed to be taped off today, it took a good long, probably hour and a half just to get done what needed to get done here. So I'm leaving just a tiny little bit of tape work for us to do today, just to kind of show you what I've been doing. And then, we're going to go ahead and apply our paint. But yeah, it was like a lot. It's a lot of tape work, and I can see where the Aztec Dummy really just kind of comes into play. Like you lay it in layers, and you mask it, and you basically just airbrush it, and it turns out so good. Some of the videos that I've seen, oh man, the Aztecing itself, it just looks so good. And if you really take your time with it, it turns out really, really good. But for here, we're going to just be creating our own masking kit by doing the difficult things. So, that being said, I went ahead and taped everything up, like I said. It did take about an hour and a half to get everything done. The colors that we're going to be focusing on today are going to be our dark gray, and what I have for our dark gray here is our German gray, which is the LP27, which is a lacquer paint. It's a dark gray. It's also going to be the same color that we're going to be using as our third color on the Enterprise C. So we'll be seeing this color quite a bit. And I might likely use this one. I really do like this color. I tested it out on a model section that we're not going to be using. And just the color is really nice and rich. It is a lacquer paint, so if you've been watching the Boba Fett series, which you should, you'll see that I've quickly fallen in love with lacquer paint. So to me, it makes an amazing lacquer paint. So yes, we're going to be using that for our dark, and that is going to be done in this section and in this section on the top. And then on the bottom, it's just got a small little piece on each side. And then on the nacelle pods, we're going to have these areas. Okay. Our copper is going to go in here up front. This was a very difficult paint, or a difficult tape job with our 1mm tape. I wound up going back to the store and picking up more because I love this tape. So, and then we are going to be taking our copper, and the copper is the official color for the, what do you call it? The transporter emitter. And then it's also going to be up on that front portion of the pod there. So that's going to be the place we're going to be putting the copper on. This, however, is an acrylic. I much prefer the acrylic on when it comes to like shiny paints and stuff like that. I think that it just goes on a little bit better. So we're going to be mixing a combination. We have acrylics and lacquers, and you know, this is going to be kind of a very custom paint job. So first things first, however, we need to tape off just a little bit. So what we're going to be taping off is going to be the transporter emitter pieces, which are right here, and then just the rear portion of the bridge module. So I've got my 2mm masking tape from Tamiya, and this is actually, I was incorrect on the last time when we saw the curved line tape. This was, it's AK. The Tamiya curved line tape is ridiculously overpriced, and I looked into it, and this is basically the same exact thing. You get more tape for about 33% less of the cost. I did cheap out a little bit. I did betray you, Tamiya. I am so sorry. But, you know, we got to save costs where we can. And to be honest with you, I've just been really pleased with the way this tape has gone. I did mention that it was a Tamiya before. That was incorrect. But our regular masking tape is Tamiya. Both of these are 2mm, so that's what we're going to be using today to start. All right, so let's go ahead and start by... Let's do the curved line, because I really enjoy using this tape. And I'm a heathen for doing things that feel good, so let's go ahead and just do that real fast. And what I've been finding is that I need to leave it on the roll and use it as leverage to pull, especially on the smaller pieces of tape here. So I'm going to go over top here, and we're going to pull on the tape and press, seal up where we went, and then you're going to make the slight turn. So now we're going to go to the middle, meet up with the other side. And I'm trying to get just inside the panel lines. We spent a lot of time doing our panel line work and in the last episode, and I don't want to mess that up now at this point. I think it's going to actually offer a bigger, like a much broader sense of depth to the model, because I didn't see many paint jobs with the panel line markers being done. So I don't know, maybe I'm onto something, maybe I'm not, we'll see. So let's go ahead and start over on this side, and we're gonna just get inside once again, push it down. You need to really get your base piece down really, really well, and kind of far away, I'm finding too, so I have no problem pulling back, just so you can really hold on to it right at the point where you want it to curve. Okay. Then, pulling too hard. There we go. Thankfully, though, when you make the curve, the tape does stay that way, which is pretty nice. And I will pick up the Tamiya curved line tape eventually at some point just to see if there is a difference. If there is, I'll be feeling like a fool, but it is what it is. $11 for the same thing I can get for $6. So it's actually about 40%. There we go. You just kind of push down and pull, turn. There we go. Very nice. I do see that it is a little outside there, so we're going to go ahead and pull that back. Like I said, it kind of will retain its shape after you pull it back, which is nice. Okay, now let's go ahead and just use a little bit. What I like to do is just kind of pull like a big piece off, and then I like to stick it right up here to the side. I use my scissors, kind of guesstimate how much I need. Not that smoothly, you know, because this is me. And then, just gonna drop it. Sometimes you need tweezers. In this case, I don't think we do. I could go with the other tape if I wanted to right here, but it's blue, so we'll stick with it. Now, cut off another little piece. We're going to come in on the inside here. Yeah. I had the initial thought in the beginning of the video. I'm like, you know, I could just film this whole thing of me doing tape. And I'm like, dude, that could take like an hour. Just taping. So we didn't do that. And I'm glad too, because man, that would have been, to be honest, kind of crappy to edit, if I'm being real. Long videos aren't fun to edit, I gotta be real. Like, I prefer like 30 to 40 minute range. It takes me about an hour per video to edit. Which is crazy to me. Like, in the beginning, man, it was taking me so damn long. I gotta be real. Like, it was a struggle. But I've really learned to use my program. And so, yeah, it's about 20 minutes more than... You know, so like it's an hour long, it takes me about an hour and 20 minutes, hour 30 minutes, somewhere in that neighborhood to edit a video. So thankfully I'm not doing any complex like camera work. And I have had zero formal training with any of this, so this is all self-taught, y'all. So hopefully the quality is good. I think so. I think you guys do too. And this is so cool about the whole process. It's like all of it's been self-taught. Okay. Yeah, like, just to finish that thought, this whole thing for me has been self-taught. Like, getting back into modeling, like, I had the basic skills, but, you know, I hadn't done it in 30 years. You know, I'd thought about it a lot. I've watched a lot of videos of it, but, you know, like, it was just one of those things where, like, hadn't thought about it. And, you know, so learning how to model and all the different techniques that I've learned so far, and then how to shoot and how to, you know, edit. And, you know, like, now the editing is easy. Not like easy. Sometimes I make a lot of stupid mistakes and say a lot of stupid things, and not like stupid things, but like I just kind of like stumble over my words or whatever. So sometimes it's difficult, but starting to be able to like creatively edit a little bit nowadays, and which is like where good storytelling kind of comes into play. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed the quality of the videos as they increase as they've gone along. So there we go. We're going to curve along here. Oh yeah. Oh, that was good. And it just goes to show that, you know, it's the old George McFly saying, you know, if you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything. And that is 100% true. Like, you really can. And don't limit yourself. Don't allow yourself to think otherwise. Everybody's capable of something great. And if it's not great, everybody's capable of something good. Just never sell yourself short. Always advocate for yourself. Always sell for yourself. And when you're good at something, be proud of it. Don't be ashamed. Because I can tell you what, getting good at this whole process has helped me get better at this process. For real. All right. So now, and the reason why I say that is I am able to, you know, like, not worry about the editing. You know, I used to really, really stress about it. And I don't have to worry about the editing anymore. Like, it really allows me to be more focused on what I'm doing. This is a bit of a complex corner right here. Let's see how we're going to approach it. I think what we do, one of these moves. Yeah, it's kind of like a little bit of a complicated corner right there. So what I'm going to do, instead of like trying to like manipulate the tape around it, I think I'm just going to go over the top of the actual sensor dome here. Not the sensor dome, but the top of the bridge dome. There we go. Just like that. Where I can, grab my blunt. Where are you? Grab my blunt tweezers here. Push it down a little bit into the curve. There we go. It's good. Do the same thing on the other side. Perfect. That's exactly what I was hoping for. So now I'm just going to take this piece of tape here. Woo! Wouldn't be one of my episodes, guys, if I didn't throw something. Alright. It's nice and straight in there. I'm just kind of pressing down to make sure that we're sealed in. I do not want to have any paint bleed, unlike Fet's Vet. Let me tell you, I'm like actively seeking paint bleed on that model. Give me all of it. But on this one, clean lines only. Only clean lines accepted. And we will correct any of them. We will correct them. Like, I'm not. I decided not to Aztec decal this thing, but when I did, came with the knowledge that this was going to be how we roll with things. So, okay, we're almost done here. I'm just going to take a little tiny piece of tape here real quick and just finish blocking off the dome, and then we're going to go ahead and get to some paint, which I'm really excited for because I've been working at this for a couple of hours now, just getting ready for the paint. And I'm going to say I'm ready for it. Ooh. Felt that against the edge of my skin, and I almost did a stupid. So it's twice now on this channel I've almost cut the shit out of myself, and I'm glad I haven't. Alright, what's going to be the best way to approach that one? Not like that. Nope. Yeah, that's part like. There we go. There we go. Okay, I was like, is it not going to cover? Okay, now I'm just going to use my fingernail. Very carefully kind of push this down. Alright. Okay. Let's go ahead and get our pieces out of the way here. And just want to make sure I got everything all set. Good to go. Nice. Push down. Nice and seated into place. Okay. Let's do some painting, guys. I'm excited for that. And I think we need to start with our dark. And with our dark, we're going to go ahead and go into our smaller brush first. And we're going to start here and here. Gave it an old whiff because it smells so weird. But it's also like, why did you smell it? Like the smell. Oh man, I just love this Tamiya lacquer paint. Let me tell you. Oh, that paints so beautifully. It's the first time using it on this one, this color. And it's beautiful. Oh, that's satisfying. Oh, man. Okay. Just wanted to see how that went in. Obviously, we're taped off, but we need to be careful that we're staying within our lines. Didn't use the thickest tape on all this, and that was on purpose. I'm trying to be as detailed as I can. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's good. Oh, yeah. Okay, now let's go ahead and get in here. And what we're going to wind up doing is coming over the top later with some of our light gray. In our next episode, we're going to be doing this with the light gray. And it's just nothing but light gray. It is a difficult, like, it's probably going to take me about 2 hours to tape off before we're ready for that one. Thought about trying to do both episodes at the same time. And I might work on some of the tape later, but just knowing how long this is going to take now. Like, and that's totally fine. Like, if I'm putting tons of hours into my models, like, that means that just the detail is high quality, which is exactly what I'm looking for. After all, this is going to be up on my shelf and looking at it for all my days, looking back at it later on. And who knows, I may collect so many of these that we might start auctioning them off, get them away, something, I don't know. Don't know. Okay. Just making sure I'm getting into my corners. Just looking for any light parts of the paint. Okay, let's go to the back here. This one is just nice and full of that. And the same thing, we're going to be going over this with a lighter gray over the top later. Man, this lacquer paint is just gorgeous. I'm going to love it. Love it. Man. Enamel paint, never again. Did get a little bit too much paint in here, so go ahead and dry off my brush. Pull it as much over the top of the tape as I can. Just kind of pull off some of that paint. Don't want to have a huge amount of excess down there. Yeah, outside that's good. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and get our dark up here on the bridge module. And then we're going to move on to our next piece. Oh, yeah. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And I'm not sure how many coats we're going to apply as well. Like, I need to see how this dries. So I'm likely going to put on... Ooh, that was close. I'm likely going to do a coat and then kick it for a little bit. Girlfriend's almost home from work, so likely I'm going to kick it with her for a little bit. And then we'll come back and film the rest of that part later. So, yeah, this is going to take me a while. I thought about doing both today, and that's absolutely not now going to happen now that I think about it. And that's totally fine. Oh, yeah. That's nice. I mean, the decals are nice, don't get me wrong, and I was really looking forward to it, but the decals do silver. The silvering process really just kind of bothers me. So we're going to apply paint if the option is for a decal or paint. Paint. Always. It will always be paint. This stuff goes on so nice. Okay. Let's go ahead and set that off to our side. And we're going to go ahead, and this is going to be a big piece of paint here. This is a bit tough to tape off up here, if I'm being real. It was a really tight curve, and I found that like it's better to use 2 pieces of tape. Oh yeah. Be careful around our edges. Ooh. That was close. Okay. Yeah, so using 2 pieces of tape on really tight curves is going to be the way we approach that. Let's move on to the next piece. This one, however, was done in 1 piece of tape, and I didn't like how it turned out, but I left it, so we'll see. I'm worried about paint bleed on this one. And we will correct, but I am worried about paint bleed. And I know we're covering up some of our panel lines there, and that's totally fine. Smooth it out. Do the same thing here. Okay. Ooh. This is great. I'm just enjoying this so much. The tape is like really exciting to paint over, and I can't explain to you why. I think it has to just do with the fact that I know that when I pull it, it's going to just be such a clean and straight line. Or curved where it's supposed to be. Okay. Let's go ahead and move on to our next piece. And this is the bottom of the nacelle. Oh yeah. That went on real nice. And catch the back here. Okay. And the Vallejo really takes that paint well. Okay. So, I think that is all of our dark gray for the moment. Let's go ahead and smooth these pieces out. Now, I'm going to go ahead and clean my brush and get ready for our copper. I will be right back. Alright, so I went ahead and cleaned up my brush, and I'll admit that I tried to clean a lacquer paint brush and a acrylic paint thinner. I was an idiot. I have them both sitting next to each other in a very clearly marked container. And, yeah. Oops. Nothing wrong happened, but, yeah, I was like, oh, God. So, we got our copper here, and I'm really liking this color here. So, let's give it another shake up here. Yeah, I'm really liking that color a lot. Okay. Let's go ahead and see how it goes on. Oh, interesting. So I'm kind of tapping, is what I found before with acrylic. That really works. Because we're like kind of putting like a metallic paint on top, so we need to like not like try to wipe it across the top, but like put it on the top. That makes any sense? Okay, yeah, that's turning pretty good. Forgot about that. Yeah, that's definitely gonna take a couple coats. Probably about 3, I'm assuming. I'll probably do 3 on the whole thing. It's about appropriate. Making sure I'm getting up against my edges here properly. And we also needed a copper for the Enterprise C. So this works out really well. And there's like 1 or 2 other spots where you have this copper on here too. Like, I think it's the, what do you call it? The fronts of the Bussard collectors have some copper on them. And I think 1 other spot. I could be wrong though. We're just focusing on whole panels today. Okay. Now. Oh, yeah, no, I don't want to do that. That was stupid. Thinned it out there, and I didn't want to do that. Okay. Now, once I get all this base on here, this is basically the first coat of it is going to be approached this way. Then we're going to be able to brush over the top. Okay, so now let's go ahead and set that aside to dry. And come over here, get our transporter emitters. And then we'll pause for a little bit. And then we'll be back for our second and third coats. Which I think are going to turn out really, really, really good. Probably takes about 20 minutes for this stuff to dry. Like dry. Like dry. Like it doesn't take long for it to actually like dry. Especially with the fan blowing on it. Okay, so there is our first coat of paint for all of our accent detail work. We'll be back. Alright, so I have given this a couple of hours, and I said that I was going to let sleeping dogs lie, and we're going to cover this in the next episode, and we were going to cover this in the next episode. That was a lie. I couldn't do it. I wanted to be very thorough and finish all of our gray parts here for this phase of the painting. We have a couple more that we're going to be painting dark gray, but for this phase of the painting, I wanted to be done today. So I went ahead and finished it, and I'm a glutton, so I want more tape to peel. So let's go ahead and start, shall we? Let's go ahead and start where we... Oh, let's start here. I'm going to take these off very last because I'm going to try to just let that dry as much as I possibly can. Let's grab our tape. This is super satisfying. I feel like this whole process has gone pretty good. Well, no wonder you couldn't grab anything there, Jordan. I did have a couple spots where I'm not pleased with what I did. But, you know, once again, we're learning and we can color correct as well. So let's go ahead and see how this goes. Sorry, my kitten was digging through things. Alright. Let's go ahead and just pull. Oh yeah, that turned out good. That turned out really good. Nice. Oh yeah, look at that. Very good. Okay. That turned out exactly the way I wanted it to. Very good. Very, very good. No bleed. Nice. Okay. Man, she is on one tonight. She's just over there digging. Alright. Very nice. Okay. That's nice and clean. She's pulling through all of my laundry right now. It's driving me insane. Sorry. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab this piece here. Ah, very nice. That came through so good. Alright, we're going to come back here to the very end, at the very end. So let's go ahead and start with the nacelles. It's kind of like Christmas morning. What do I peel off next? And here's where I'm a little worried about paint bleed. We'll see how this one goes. Oh, yeah. Oh, my curve did not turn out very good there. At all. Oof. Okay. Gotta fix that one. That's fine. Alright. That turned out really good. Okay. Other than just like a little bit of the curve there didn't turn out very good. If I'm being real. I did it there too. My goodness. No, or is that how it's supposed to be? Oh, it is. Okay. I got it right. That turned out good. Okay. We're good. Alright. Oh, we got a little bit of bleed here. I'll go ahead and come through here in between episodes and I'll clean it up a little bit. I'm not too worried about it. So the paint bleed, and then we have a little bit of a line management here. So I need to get better with my curved line tape. That's something I'm learning right now. And that's good. That's why we're here. We're here to learn. Alright, let's see if we can get a satisfying one here. Oh, almost. Oof. Okay. That turned out pretty good, although I was a little worried about the curve right around here at the top, so yeah, we'll have to come back and do a little bit of correction in the next episode, and that's totally fine. Totally fine. Okay. Let's go ahead and get the back one here. Okay. Okay. Piece of tape is stuck to the thing. Alright. Let's grab that one there. And again, a little bit of the curved line tape issue. So, okay. I need to do some practice with that. And we'll do some correcting in the next episode, like I said. All of the nacelles need a little bit of help so far. So let's see how we did on this one. That one's better. And on that one too. Okay. Yeah. Relying too heavily on the curved line tape. But overall, that turned out pretty good. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we're going to need to do some work over here. So, as you can see, through here, around all of the curves, we just didn't quite get the curved line tape right, and that's fine. So I'm going to come through in between episodes, and I am going to use a brush with some thinner on it, and just go ahead and clean up the pieces. But overall, though, that turned out pretty good. Now let's go ahead and pull the tape. The one bits that I'm worried about here. The very first thing that I taped on this with the very, very tiny 1mm tape. Okay. Okay. There are so many tiny little pieces of tape on here. Oh my goodness. So many tiny pieces of tape. But it's turning out pretty good. Okay, yeah, it's all right. Okay, not too bad. A little bit of bleed through right there. I'm gonna need to clean up the top there. That's fine. Okay. Panel line stayed intact, which is what I was looking for. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Not too bad. I did brush over though. I saw when it happened and there was nothing I could do. So I definitely like the consistency of color here. But I'm definitely going to need to take a brush with some thinner on it and go ahead and just clean up around the edges there. But overall, I really do like the consistency of that. We are going to need to see, like I said, we do need to come through here and do a little bit of cleanup work. So let's go ahead and set that one up to the side. And we'll make a note for that for next time. So let's go ahead and take care of the big things here real quick. There we go. Our tape kind of piled up out of the way here. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Much prefer the bigger tape, that's for sure. Like, you're able to paint over the edges and... yeah. Don't have to be as precise. Oh, that turned out really good. There we go. Okay. Sometimes the tape is really stuck. Yeah, this tech dummy would have been really good here, but once again. Yeah, that turned out really good. Look at that. Yeah, that turned out really good. Let's go ahead and do the transporter emitters real fast. And I'm a little worried about paint bleed, to be real. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it when it was happening, too. Okay, so I need to work on my... oh wow, look at that. That's really messy. I need to work on my curved line tape skill. So I'm going to try to employ using this a little less until I've had more time with it. And it's probably going to be on the Enterprise C, to be real. But once again, that it may look messy, but I'll show you guys the progress in the next episode. I'll clean it up in between. Not a problem. It'll come right off. There we go. Yeah, a little bit of bleed there too. That turned out pretty good there, right there. This is by far the most complicated tape job that I've done. Not saying something because the Enterprise is a little complicated too. Definitely going to need to come in here. Lessons learned. I need to be better about cinching in my tape. But it's only that. So yeah, it's a little bit of residue and some paint around here. So I'm going to come through and clean this up here in between. Okay, I'm a little worried now about this. I mean, in the end, like I said, we can clean all of this up. So not too frazzled about it at all. Okay, that was a good one. That was a good pull. There we go. I need to be better about sealing up my tape around the edges here. Okay, some lessons learned for sure. Okay, that one turned out okay. It's pretty sealed up though. Although we're not having too much paint bleed through this area, so I think I did a better job of sealing it up in this area. Yeah, although we do have a little bit of bleed, but just a tiny little bit around the edges. So we'll clean that up. Let's go ahead and take care around the front here. Okay. These tiny little pieces of tape. It's okay to work with, but getting it off, oh man, this stuff is awful. There's like a ton of little, tiny little pieces. Okay, that turned out okay. And here's where the brush hit, unfortunately, so yeah. I did some things this week, for sure. I was really optimistic, and I'm not down on myself at all, but like, man, we have given ourselves some work for next time. Piece of hair right there. Looks like cat hair. There we go. Huh. In this house, cat hair, 100%. Okay, that one turned out really good. Yeah, that one turned out okay. So, there's the top of our saucer section. Not my proudest work, to be real, but that is totally fine. We will get that corrected in the next one. And let's go ahead and move on to our final piece. I'm going to get all of this tape. I think I'm going to approach... I don't know how I'm going to approach the gray on the next one, actually, now that I think about it, so we'll figure it out. Okay, this is the last thing I did here. I did this a little bit off camera. And I did take my time with it, too. So hopefully, maybe. Yeah, that's clean. Yeah, that's clean. Okay, that one's much better. I was like, after painting it earlier, I was just kind of like, you guys didn't see the second and third coats just because it was just like quick little videos that like wound up being like a minute. And I'm just like, you know, nah, we're good. They went on really well, but this one went on really, really well. Ah, it's good. Okay. See how we did over here. Oh yeah, that's good. Did much better on the bottom half here. Okay. Yep, got a little bit of overspray there at the end. And can we grab the last two pieces as one chunk? Oh, no. Well, yep, we did it. Best pull on the last pull. And those two turned out pretty good. So, yeah, overall, I'd give myself A for effort. I've given myself some work. That's what I've done. That is exactly what I've done. But here is all of our parts painted for this week. And it was a lot of work for just a few panels painted. So I'm going to come through here in between episodes. I am going to clean up all of the overpaint. And then in the next episode, we're going to be taking our curved line tape and we're going to be correcting up some of our edges here. Or we may leave them. It all depends, but I think we're going to be thorough with it. So, I just want to say thank you. I know that there was a million things y'all could have done today. Instead, of spend a couple minutes with me watching me build a model, which I think is pretty damn cool. If you guys have any questions, comments, tips, tricks, please leave them down below. If you'd like to support the channel, please like and subscribe. And my friends, until we see each other again, I hope you all have a wonderful day in this beautiful world, wherever you happen to be. And I think that this is an appropriate time for this quote, and it comes from Captain Picard in Season 2 of The Next Generation. You can do everything completely correctly and still fail. That's not unfair. That's life. Hope you all have a wonderful day today. Goodbye.